Mr. Sajedi, the fourth part on Aleksandr Dugin's ideology, expansionist Russian ideology of dominating the world under certain collectivist ideas. So now Russia is not the only ideologically driven nation or country or dictatorship, as some might say. But we have Iran as well, where some Islamic thoughts are being misused for ideologies, which in my view seem to be very similar to those of Mr. Dugin. Can you explain a little bit how this relation might be, if there is a relation at all between ideology of Islamic regime in Iran and Dugin's ideology, the second brain of Putin?
Hello again. Yes, I will explain. If you remember in the last session that, not the last session, the session before the last session, that we studied together a map, we saw that the green part and at the south of Russia, the empire of Iran or empire of Persia can be eligible to be ally with Russia if he can take over the control of the all Islamic regions and countries. We know that in this region there are two types of Islam, Shiite Islam and Sunni Islam, and for some reasons the Russia has all long time invested on the Shiite Islam. First, I explained you some practical facts, and then I will go to the theoretical similarities. The Shiite are 10% of the population of the Islam, 10 to 11 or 12 maximum, or 11, I think, and they are spread in mostly in Iran, but also in Iraq, in Pakistan, for example, from population of 220 million, I think, or 215 million population of Pakistan, 20%, about 50 million are just in Pakistan. In Iraq, I think 6 or 7 million, 1/3 of the population are Shiite, or more even. Also in Lebanon, you know that in Saudi Arabia, in Bahrain, in Kuwait, in Bahrain is also majority. The point is that in Middle East, for example, the most Shiite residing regions are also oil wells. And by making problem and disorders in this region, you can make also then, and the disorder in oil flow, in energy flow. That's why I think that the Shiite was interested by Russia, and Russia recognized that Iran then in his neighborhood is the biggest Shiite country, and they can make control over the other Shiite in other countries, and they can make problem. And if you remember, there was once during 80s and 90s, there were two unrests in the Shiite region in Saudi Arabia or in Bahrain, if you remember, if you ever heard, in Iraq, also in Lebanon, and even in Pakistan. And 85% of the population of Azerbaijan, Republic of Azerbaijan, is also Shiite. But from theoretical point of view, pure religious, the beliefs of Shiite is similar to Orthodox. But I think that also the Shiite now is Iran is manipulated by the Russia because there isn't trace.
How comes? Why? Where can you show that?
Well, I explain. I have said that we have two great wars in the 19th century. One of them was in 1812, I think, and the second one was in 1828. And during these two wars, Iran has lost more than 40% of its soils and
Territories.
waters. And then we made an treaty. The seventh article of this treaty was the commitment of the Russia, and the Russian commitment was just that the Russia will support forever the Qajar dynasty. And it means, and really Russia and embassy of Russia has always supported financially and military, and even they made a division, military division in Iran to protecting the dynasty, the king and his family. But problem is, or the point is that the Shiite clerics, the Shiite monks and clerics, they are also an allied with the dynasty, and they come indirectly under support of Russia for 2 centuries. And there was also a very good ties and good relations between the clerics, the Shiite clerics, and the Russia, and also because they have the same interest. And I explained that for Russia was very important that Iran could never achieve the modernity and the progress. And this is the same idea also for the Shiite clerics, because by the modernity they lose the control over the people. You know that, maybe you know that before the time of Pahlavi, before the time of Reza Shah, all the social affairs was in the hands of the clerics. For example, education and the judiciary, just the financial things was in the hands of the government. The rest was the social affairs were in the hands of the clerics. But when the Pahlavi dynasty, Pahlavi came to the power, they changed the situation and they made a new universities, the new schools, the new system of education. And it was very important because the people didn't listen anymore to the clerics. And that's why they were against the modernity, and they tried to fight with the manifestation of the modernity.
Yes,
And,
wonderful. I can see that you explain the socio-political level of influence of Russia to Iran, and especially why clerics would join this Russian stream. But is there like an ideological or a spiritual influence of orthodoxy on Islam? On
yes,
Shiite Islam?
I explained this element in details because we have always to recognize between what Shia is and what Shia now in Iran is two different types and two different kinds of Shias. Now I talk about the Shia is in Iran and not the real that Shia is, because the real Shia maybe it's something else. But in the Shia that in Iran is, they also expect for somebody who will come and will save the world.
Messiah,
Yes,
the
Isaiah.
hidden imam.
Yes, but the point by new Shiite in Iran is that they say that we have to accelerate this procedure. We don't have to wait too long time, because he will come when everything is in the worst point, and we have to make everything in the worst point, and we have to receive this point, and this is aligned aligned with the Russian interest, because you know that I said that one of the religious pillars of the Mr. Dugin was the apocalyptus ideas that were taken from the Mr. Heidegger's, and these in line with Shia beliefs. But both Mr. Dugin and in Iran, the officials in Iran, they are going to make it faster. As one of big examples I can show you is about the March of Arba'in. And Arba'in, you know, that is the is an 40 anniversary of the 40 days after martyrdom of the Imam Hussein, the third Imam. But they celebrate, cannot be celebrate, but they remember it. They remember it each year. And now, according to a project which was outlined by the Mr. Dugin since 2014, I think, or 2013, if I am right, they made a march between Iran and Iraq. So too many people from various points of Iran begin to walk towards the to Karbala, the city where the shrine of Imam Hussein is. And then a problem is that they are going to make a manifestation of power of the Shiitan, because now this march has more than 4 million. They can mobilize the 4 million Shiitan from the various points of the Shiitan in the world. For example, too many come from Pakistan, from Afghanistan, from Lebanon. All of them, they come to Iran, and then they try to they walk to the Karbala, to the Iraq. This is very big opportunity, very big time to make a process of radicalization of the Shiite Muslims. They come to the Iran. As I have heard and read in the news, each Pakistani who comes to Iran receives $500. Is too much money for somebody who comes from Pakistan. And then an temporary Iranian national ID and Iranian passport to be able to go to Iraq. And so they pay subsidize they pay subsidy to receive the people and to mobilize the people. 4 million people against 2 million people each year. They come to Saudi Arabia for Hajj, for pilgrims, but they make another, deviating ceremonies against the Hajj. I think that it is an march. It is a military march. It is an
show of power.
Yes, show of power. And it's interesting to you to know that in the first round of this march, Mr. Dugin took part by self to be sure that everything is okay. And even he made an interview and he explained, they said that that the Shiite and the Orthodox, they have too much similarities, and they have to be unified against the Antichrist. And Antichrist is the modernity, is the individualism, is the liberalism, and is the United States and the West values.
All right. So now we know there are some ties between Iran and Russia in terms of ideology. Can you mention some Iranian ideologues who have developed this kind of radical and messianic version of Shia Islam?
Yes, one of the most famous of them is Mr. Ahmad Fardid, who claim that was a student of Mr. Heidegger, but I don't know if it's correct or not, and how when he was when he has been with Mr. Heidegger. Anyhow, he has also promoted some apocalyptic ideas from the claim taken from Mr. Heidegger. And the point is that now all of the Iranian officials and scholars, and also in the field of art, they were his students in the university, and he has also separated courses, and he has taught his ideas, and this idea was promoted by the books, by the films, and they manipulated the public mind by promoting the widely promoting of his ideas.
So once I heard that his teachings were transferred by some of his students to IRGC, elite military heads.
Well, it's a complex argument, but we have to be cautious about that. But there is too much signs that show that the IRGC was originally made by the Russia by itself. There are evidence about that. So IRGC, you know that there is no name of Iran in the IRGC. There is no flag of Iran in the IRGC. So IRGC actually has nothing to do with Iran by itself, but IRGC till now was always an protector of the Russian interests. There is an 4 hours, I think, tape released from Mr. Zarif, and in this tape he admits that, confesses that Mr. Soleimani, as the top of the Iranian IRGC,
Islamic Revolutionary Guards,
because yes. I want to correct myself. As the top of the IRGC was in direct contact with the Russian officials, with the Russian army. Even you can see in the presence of Russian army in Syria. In one of the speeches in Iran, Mr. Dugin says that Russia for us is an holy land and holy territory. But from the holy territory, I think that he means that the Russian access to the to ports in Syria, because I think in Arabic in Tartus, in English I think the same name, I assume, because now Russia has for the first time an seaport in the warm waters.
Mediterranean, yes.
And that's why, but they use the religious, and you know that the Bashar Assad by itself is a Shia also, but the Syria 90% are not Shia, they are Sunni. But they try to keep the Bashar Assad in power by the religion, by the religious beliefs, and by the religion, by the claimed religious similarities between Iran and Syria. There is just one shrine from somebody. He was the sister of the Imam, for example, and she was she was the sister of the Imam. Not I used the he, is not correct. And then they make it as an alibi to send the Iranian forces to protect, for example, against the ISIS. And there is also a strong evidence that the ISIS also was an joint plan of Iran and Russia to make some reasons for everlasting presence of troops in Syria. So that's why that I said that the religion of Shia, the Shia religion that now is in Iran or in Syria is not the real religion, but because it's unmanipulated. Russian manipulated Shia for geopolitical and strategic achievements.
So thank you very much. In our next series, we will definitely need to focus on the theories of Ahmad Fadid a little bit more into the depths and develop this subject in like maybe 4 interviews, we'll see, and have a better impression, especially for scholars in the West, who these people are and what their exact plans are. And maybe we have a recommendation for these people later, what the Western governments need to do to counter these dangers.
Yes, it's very necessary, I think.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sajedi. Have a great day.
The same, just the same.